2 years and 9 months. That's how long we're gonna survive. Or at least try. Now, I am using a bunch of mods, and if you're curious, I'll leave the mod list in the description. I changed the zombie population settings so we have more zombies and no respawn. And as for the character, I'm going as a burger flipper with all of these traits. Okay, so let's start this. Now, since we spawned in Rosewood, I really wanted to make a base at the fire station as one of the main goals for its first 100 days. So I decided to make my way there, and luckily we were pretty close to it. Once we got there though, well, let's just say there were a lot of zombies there. We are playing on 4 times zombie population, so pretty much everywhere we go now, it's gonna be like this. And since there's no way I can kill off all of the zombies right now, I decided to just take them across the field to the farmhouse and leave them there. I ended up tripping and well, that was kinda close. I really gotta be careful if I wanna live 1,000 days, man. I managed to get back to the fire station, and after killing the zombies that were left, we had a base. I decided to go inside and watch a little Life and Living, just to get the carpentry XP. And just take inventory on what we had. So after that, I just got back outside. I really wanted to clear the outskirts of the base for this first day, just so like we don't have zombies on our doorstep. As it got late, I just decided to go back inside, cook some salmon, and that was it for day 0. Now for day 1, I just stayed inside and did a lot of burpees, because there's really nothing you can do outside with fitness and strength 0. So until we level up like to level 3 or something, yeah, we're just gonna keep doing this. I left the TV on so we could watch Life and Living while we did it, and I ended up leveling up to carpentry and cooking level 3, which is pretty good. I could hear that a zombie had breached the base, so I decided to go downstairs to check it, and ended up leveling up strength. Day 3 we just did more burpees and watched Life and Living. The next day, I waited for the pain to go away, just so I could go and loot a few houses, because I'm running out of food and I have the very underweight trait, so I need to get that fixed as well. I managed to find some food and didn't have to fight many zombies, so that was good. I ended up getting stuck on the other side of the fence because I was tired, but after a while I managed to get back and I'm back to the base. Day 5 I went outside just to loot the cars that were parked outside of the base, and also to get a little more food, and then just spend the rest of the day doing burpees. The next day I went downstairs and ended up finding a zombie inside the base, which is not great, but there's really nothing we can do about it now. I decided to get a few planks just to craft some spears, because that's basically gonna be the main weapon I'm gonna use throughout the series, because they're just like way too overpowered. I decided to go loot a few houses, and when I got back home I ended up leveling up strength. Now I just need 1 level of fitness and we can go out to fight zombies. Since there was only 1 level of fitness left, I decided to spend the next day doing burpees, but I'm still not there. I ended up finding a key in one of the cars, but it was out of gas, so I decided to go look, and the crashed car, like on the corner, like on the intersection of the firehouse, had gas in it, so yeah, that was pretty good. And I decided to take the car and go east of Rosewood to the warehouses, just so I could loot some food. And my god, look at it, look at the amount of zombies on the way. Luckily, on the warehouse itself, there were really not that many, so yeah, I managed to get in pretty easily. Now, even though most of it was rotten, I still managed to find some potatoes that were fresh, so that's good. And yeah, I made my way back to the base and did some more burpees. I was kinda getting tired of all the exercise, So I decided to clear the houses like close to the fire station, just so I could do like anything else. And I ended up leveling fitness. Now I just need to lose the underweight trait and we're good to go. On day 10, I decided to go clear the police station, and there were really not that many zombies there. I managed to find a key in one of the zombies so I could open up the armory, and I ended up finding a duffel bag there. I didn't get any of the ammo or guns because I'm not gonna use them now, so I just left them there. The next day I noticed that I had lost the underweight trait, which is amazing. So I decided to go to the police station just to loot a few cars there and ended up leveling my spear. I found a radio with the emergency frequency on it, and the radio warned us about like any helicopters or thunderstorms, anything like that, and when the power goes out. I decided to plan the carrots I had. I didn't have much, but it's better to get started now. Since there was still some time left, I decided to loot the houses close to the fire station just to see if I could find a generator. And honestly, it's pretty easy to find one here. And I found one, yeah. Now I just need the magazine so I can connect it. The next day I basically did the same thing. I just went over to the street and cleared the zombies there so I could loot the houses. So other than the 2 machetes I found, there was really nothing that useful. So I just went back home, ate something and listened to the radio. On the next day I did the exact same thing, but except that this time I ended up finding the generator magazine. Now we are basically good to go for when the power goes out. Well, actually I just need to pick up the generator. I took the rest of the day just to go to the parking lot behind the bank, just so I could loot the cars there and see if I could find any survival vehicle. And since I didn't find one, I just went back home. I decided to cut down some trees so I could craft more spears. And decided to go up the main street to basically kill just every zombie I could find. And when I got back, I took down a few walls just so we could start remodeling the base. On day 15, I decided I wanted to secure the base. So I started cutting down some trees up until it started raining. So I just went back inside and did some burpees to work on fitness. On the next day, I basically just did sit-ups for the whole day. Once it stopped raining, I decided to go and get the logs. And I just left them where the fence is gonna go. I was getting tired of having to loot houses to get food. So I decided I wanted to go to the Gigamart, but there were a lot of zombies in front of it. I tried like gathering them up and leading them away from the Gigamart, but it didn't really work, so I just abandoned that plan and decided to go back home. I stopped to get that generator we had found, and I left at the base. Now don't worry, I know I can't turn it on inside the base. I'm just living here for now. Even though my plan hadn't worked, I still needed food, so I just went back there now that the fog was gone. I decided to fight the zombies and just clear them by hand. I went back there to finish what I had started, and I also looted the bookstore, which is great because now we can level up things. I ended up leveling my spear and life footed. I managed to clear the zombies just enough so I could get in the Gigamar. When I got back home though, the water had been shut off, which means that now we have limited water. Day 20 was a bad hair day, so I had to fix that. And I decided I wanted to level up carpentry just so I can build the fencing around the base. But unfortunately, I hadn't found the carpentry book I needed at the bookstore, which meant I had to go to the school to find it. But there wasn't really any time left in the day, so I just stayed inside and leveled up fitness. Once I got to the school, There were quite a few zombies there, but nothing we couldn't handle. I even ended up finding a large backpack, which is just amazing. After I looted the school, I found the carpentry book we needed, and even ended up leveling Nimble. On the way back I found a survivor car, so I just took it to base with us. So now that we had the carpentry book, I just went outside and leveled up carpentry to level 8. And now we can start building things. As I was listening to the radio the next day, it said that the power is gonna go out anytime now. So I decided to go out and just take any gas can I could find so I could go to the gas station and just fill them up. I even found another generator. So once I got to the gas station, there were a lot of zombies there, as usual. So I just had to take care of them, and that basically took the whole day. But I managed to do it and fill up the gas cans. So now we don't have to worry about fuel for the next couple weeks or so. The next day I decided to start with the remodeling of the base. So I broke the east wall so I could get like on top of the garage. I went outside to get some planks, and when I got back inside, the power was out. And here's actually a great tip for you guys, which is if you click like walk to, you can see where you can step. Like if it's green, you can obviously walk on top of it. So where it's red, I'm just gonna build a floor. I finished setting up the floor and placed the generator. Now I have a few mods related to the generator, which are just great quality of life mods, and they are the visible generator range, the generator time remaining, and the multiple generators. These mods are just great to have, and they don't really change anything in your gameplay, so yeah, they're just great. A helicopter flew by, so I decided to go and see if any zombies would show up. And that's when another one ended up crashing like in front of the Gigamart. And I found a military backpack, which is great to find this early in the game. Since we got the Fear of Blood trait, I decided to stop by the police station just to wash myself and headed out to kill more zombies. I ended up leveling up strength. I really wanted to start trapping like early on, so I decided to do that. And to do that, I had to clear up the logs place first. And boy, there was a lot of zombies there. I was not expecting this many zombies here, since we're like pretty close to base, and I've been making noises there. I guess they were just like getting stuck in the fence, but yeah, there are a lot of them. I had a really close call here. I like turn and swing. I'm not sure why my character did that. Like it was supposed to hit the zombie and just didn't. So yeah. I basically spent the whole day here and still hadn't cleared. I went back there the next day and it looked like it was clear. So I decided to take both of these cars that were blocking the road and just take them to the side. Because this is the road that takes us to the gas station. And we're probably going to be crossing here like a lot. So yeah. After that I decided to make some noise just to see if any zombies would show up. And for no one's surprise, a lot more showed up. So I basically just spent the rest of the day killing them. And when I finally did, I started cutting down some trees at the place we're gonna trap. And I chose this place because it's basically the only place where it's a deep forest. So yeah, it's better. Now, since we had to wait for the carrots to grow to start trapping, I decided to level up tailoring. So I read the skill book and went outside just to rip some clothing. When I got back, the carrots were ready. So I went to the trapping site and set everything up. And now we just have to wait. I really gotta be careful driving over these bodies because I almost flipped the car and I really don't want to lose this car. On day 29, I decided to go back to the school just to see if I had left any books there because I really needed the Carpentry 5 book. Unfortunately, I didn't find any, and when I got out of the school, I encountered the worst thunderstorm I have ever seen in PZ. Things got a little more intense than I would like to, so I just hopped inside my van and got out of there. Since it was raining, I decided to plant some more carrots and cabbages, just so I don't have to water anything. The next day, I finally started working on the fencing around the base. I had to stop cut down some trees since I was out of planks, and I just did that the rest of the day. So now I'm basically done with the fence. The outside part of it, it's basically finished, but I ran out of planks again, so I had to cut down some more trees. Now I actually ran out of nails too, so I decided to level up my tailoring by ripping clothes from the zombies I had killed earlier that week, and that was basically it for the day. The next day, I decided to go look at the trapping site. I ended up getting 5 rabbits, which is gonna last us for around a week or so. I leveled up trapping as well. when I got back, I just decided to cut down some more trees. And I mean, look at how many trees I cut down. I basically cleared the east side of the base. Yeah, and I just kept doing that until it got too dangerous to keep going because it was night, I was tired and exhausted, so I just went back home. Day 34, I finished the fence, and as I was gathering up some materials that were left, a helicopter flew by and I'm pretty sure it shot at me. I'm not completely sure because I fast forward time and, well, they didn't really hit me. But I don't know, I'm pretty sure they shot at me. A few zombies showed up to the gate, but there was only a few, so it was pretty easy to take care of them. Now that the base was secure, I wanted to go and explore some more houses. So first I read all my magazines and books I have. I didn't find anything really useful for me now, but I wrote on the map anything that I could use later on, like some metal material, car parts, and things like that. I forgot to record day 36, but I had started remodeling the base just so I could organize all my items cause I'm really getting tired to have to look on the ground for items. The next day was spent totally on remodeling the base. I decided to organize the books in 5 different bookshelves, like 1 through 5, just to make it easier. And yeah, the items are organized now. That's what matters. I also created some airlocks around the base just to make it safer. Well, that's what I didn't record on the previous day. I wanted to level up electric so I could hotwire cars. So I went to the street where I had to kill all of the zombies to gather watches to dismantle, but all of the zombies were gone, so no electrics for now. I just spent the rest of the day collecting cars so I could at least level up mechanics. So I basically got every car I could find. The next day I decided to go to the farmland to kill the zombies we had left there on day 1, just so I could dismantle their watches. So I went there, killed the ones I could find, but there were really not that many. I thought there were gonna be more. I still dismantled their watches, but it was not enough to level up though. The next day I went back to the warehouse to get some rotten food for composting, just so I can speed up my farming. And I ended up bringing back the van that was there, even though I crashed her in the gate, so so it's probably not gonna be in the best condition now. The next day I basically spent the whole day just working on composting, just like organizing the items and just putting everything into the composters. On day 42 I went up the main street to kill the zombies close to the gas station, and I ended up leveling up my maintenance to level 6, which is amazing, especially when using spears because they start to last a lot longer now. So yeah, I basically spent the whole day clearing out the zombies there, and when I got back I crafted more spears because I ran out of them. The next day I went back there to finish the job and I leveled up my spear level 5 and nimble level 3. And now it starts to get a little easier to manage big groups of zombies like this, so that's pretty cool. By the end of the day, I had secured the gas station and just went back home. The next morning I decided I wanted to set up a fridge by the trapping site, with a generator, of course, just so I could leave all of my carrots there, just so I don't have to remember to bring them every time. And after that, I went to the gas station so I could level up electrical by dismantling watches. And I did level up to level 1. Now I just need mechanics 2 and I can hotwire cars. And that's what I did. The next day, I spent the whole day leveling up mechanics. Now I did level up to level 1, but I started to get tired, so I went back inside and decided to finish the job the next day. On day 46, as I was training mechanics, a jet flew by and a few zombies showed up to the gate. It was really not that many, so it was pretty easy to handle. And after I killed them, I just went back inside and kept training mechanics until I level up to level 2, which means that now I can hotwire cars, and that's pretty big now. The next day I went outside to kill the zombies that were on the field, and at some point I ended up pressing some keys wrong. I had a really close call here, man. I really gotta pay more attention when fighting zombies. But after I finished clearing the zombies, I went back inside and I harvested some of my crops and planted some more. I noticed that my fitness was getting a little behind, so I decided to do something about that and did a few sit-ups to level up to fitness 5. I went out exploring to look for generators and ended up having another scary moment by the fence. It wasn't as close, I knew I could get her, but I still have to be more careful. On day 49 I decided to go back to looting, and I found this water tank trailer, which is not going to be very useful right now since we don't have no easy way to fill it up, but it's good to know it's here. I ended up tripping an alarm by the church, so I decided to go back home. And on the way home, I got distracted and crashed the car into the fence. The good thing is, now that we can hotwire cars, I can just pick any other vehicle inside the base. So it's cool. And here's a look of how the looting runs have been going. I was getting a little bored of just looting, so I decided to take a new car and head down to the farmlands to just kill as many zombies as I could. So I gathered some attention and started killing. I decided I'm gonna fight zombies until I level up my spirit, so we're gonna do this for a while. And I'm gonna leave some clips of it, but if you don't wanna watch that, just skip to this time. Here my car ended up getting swarmed by zombies, so I ended up having to go home on foot. But I got it back the next day. I found this really nice GT500, and that reminds me. Basically, all of my car mods, not all of it, but most of it, are KI5 cars. For me, he's just the best car modder out there because his cars are so detailed and I don't know, for me it's just the best. And you can actually choose which one you want, like which specific car you want, so that makes it even better. On day 55 I decided I was done killing zombies, even though I was still missing like 50 XP to level up spear, but I'm just not gonna go for it because I'm getting really bored now. The next day I decided to stop at the trapping site just to see how things were going there, and I ended up getting 5 more rabbits. I'm gonna need to place more crates here later because a lot of them were broken down, but yeah, I'm not gonna do this now. When I got back home I decided to start remodeling the kitchen because I'm really running out of space to storage all the loot I'm finding. And at some point I ended up missing the wall and destroyed the floor tile. Nothing too hard to fix, but yeah, that could have been tragic. I went out to get a couple sinks just so I could have more in the kitchen. And I even made my way up the roof of the fire station just so I can build some water collector barrels later. This was a really boring day. I just went back to the place I had killed all of those zombies earlier just so I could grab like electronics and any weapons I could find. Yeah, I spent the whole day doing that. I took a look at the Mustang and it's in amazing condition. Yeah, so I organized the items I collected and a few more that were scattered around the base. And after that, I decided I wanted to improve my trapping just by adding more like trap boxes. So I went there and I spent the rest of the day just cutting down trees. On day 60 I was finished with the trapping site, and that's a lot of traps, man. I went down to the gas station to clear the zombies around the area and just refuel all my gas cans in my car. Since there was a lot of zombies there, I even ended up leveling up speed and maintenance. I hotwired the truck and filled it up just in case we need it sometime. I also took the ice freezer. Not that we really need it now, but it's just good to have. On day 62, I decided to change the zombies here into pinpoint just to see if the game gets a little more exciting, because it was getting a little boring now. And that was a huge mistake. You're gonna see why in the next few days. So after I did that, I decided to put some crates like by the fences around the fire station, just cause doing that kind of messes with the zombies pathfinding. You're gonna see what I'm talking about in a little while. I also decided to go and get the Mustang and a generator I had found earlier. I left the generator on the outside of the base, and this one generator is gonna save me from having a huge headache. Not really far from now. I went down to the gas station again to get the truck, just so I could kill some zombies on the highway, and I ended up staying the whole day there. And this is what I was talking about, like the zombie path fighting. When there's a crate here, the zombies kind of think they can walk through it, and they ended up just staying there. And day 64 is where things start to get real interesting. I decided to pick up the gas trailer we found for the semi-truck by the warehouses. As I was getting there, another heli showed up, and that didn't do much, but and after I got the gas tank, I decided to stop to kill a few zombies, and that was a really dumb decision. I ended up getting scratched by a zombie that I couldn't see that was like behind the trailer. It was actually a laceration, so there's like a 25% chance of me getting infected. So after that, I just got in the truck and decided to go home. Well, actually, before I got home, I wanted to fill up the gas tank because that's what we got it for. And that actually took a long time to do it. And when I started to make my way home, I noticed that there were a few zombies like by the logger place we had cleared. And when I actually got to the base, there were a lot of zombies there. Like, I don't even know where they came from because we had cleared everything around the base. But there were just so many of them that I even decided to just park the truck outside of the base and hop the fence because there was just no way I was gonna make through that front gate. And that's why the generator was so important to be there. The zombies would ended up getting attracted to the generators inside the base, and I'm pretty sure we wouldn't be able to handle that, and we just ended up losing the base. I wanted to see if the laceration would end up infecting me, so I just slept through this next day. Another jet flew by after midnight, but the generator just held the zombies there. We ended up getting the desensitized trait, which is from the mod Get Desensitized. And even though this mod can be very OP, I just think it makes sense to have it because well, after killing this many zombies, it just makes sense that our character doesn't panic when killing zombies or seeing zombies anymore. I saw that there were zombies like at the crates I placed by the fence, so I decided to kill them because that wouldn't change anything in my mind. And I can tell you, that was the worst decision ever. I forgot that they have pinpoint hearing, and as I started killing them, like quite a few got inside the base because of the sound I was making, and I mean quite a few. I'm pretty sure I killed them, but but that was not really smart of me. It's been almost 1.5 days since that zombie got me, and I'm still not anxious or anything, so I don't think I'm infected. As soon as this wound heals, I'm on a mission to kill all of these zombies. I found out I could level up light footed by just sneaking on the roof, like close to the herd,
I decided to take advantage of the situation since we're here, so I managed to level up to level 10 in just a few hours. At least we got one good thing from this. I saw that my wound had healed, so I got ready and went out. It's not that hard to kill them, but it's just gonna take time. I even ended up finding a katana here. I think I got too far from the generator because some of the zombies had started wandering away from it. I spent the whole day fighting, and when I had to get back to base to get more supplies, the base was just completely overrun by zombies. I think that some of them got attracted by the sound of the generators inside the base, and yeah, but I did manage to get it back. I took all the spears and canned food that I could carry with me and decided to leave them at one of the mansions east of Rosewood, because I think that's more of a safe house than the one we're staying at. I managed to get the katana today, but I don't think we're gonna use it because I really want to level up to spear level 10, and I also want to have maintenance 10 before I start using. I ended up forgetting to turn off the generator, so I went back there and again there were a few zombies that had broken in, but not as many this time. So after I did that, I just killed more zombies again today.
The next morning, I decided to go to the trapping site just to see if the rabbits were rotten or not, because I really don't want to waste any food now. And luckily they were not, so I'm not sure how long they'll last here, but we really gotta put them in the freezer very soon. After I checked that, I went back to killing the zombies. We are pretty much finished now. Tomorrow morning we can definitely wrap this up. I even ended up finding another katana, which is great, but again, we're not gonna use it. On day 72, we finished killing all the zombies that were around the generator and the ones that got inside the base. The base got completely overrun. Most of the doors were broken. They even broke a few crates at the storage room. But at least we got it back, so that's all good now. I decided to go check the traps since, well, I don't want to lose the food there. We encountered a few zombies, but it's nothing we haven't seen by now. I got around 30 rabbits, which is great. It's gonna last us a long time. When I woke up the next day, there were a few more zombies by the generator, and after I killed them, I went back to the trapping site just to get some of the rabbits I had to leave behind. But when I got back to base, the generator was full of zombies again. At this point, I don't even know where they're coming from. But anyway, I put the rabbits in the freezer and started killing. Again. I decided to turn off pinpoint hearing because, well, it's gonna be impossible to get anything done with this amount of zombies. Which is a shame, I really wanted to have it on, but yeah, it's either that or just kill zombies the whole 1000 days. Once I finished killing all of those zombies again, I collected some of the carrots that were grown and decided to go and loot the corpses of the zombies. Just so I can get like watches and, well, anything actually. I took the rest of the day to just fortify the base again. Just, rebuild the walls and the doors they broke down. I still need to do the front gates though. On day 75, I finally finished reconstructing everything that the zombies tore down. I took the whole day just to clean the base and take all of the corpses out and basically kill some of the zombies that were around the area. Day 76 was spent completely leveling up tailoring. And the same thing the next day. Ended up leveling up to level 5 now. A couple of just flew by, but without pinpoint hearing, I don't think it's gonna bring any zombies to us. I heard a zombie knocking on the garage door, and when I went there to kill him, there was another group of zombies by the generator. I don't even know how this is happening, because at this point pinpoint is off, so I don't know. On day 79, I basically spent the whole day trying to kill them, but there was still a few left. At least we leveled up to Nimble 4. On day 80, I decided to go out and clear some of the zombies that were around the outskirts of the base. I basically went to the police station and behind the police station, and there was a lot of zombies scattered around there. I ended up finding another katana behind the courthouse, so I guess that's something to be happy about. I even found a crashed heli on the intersection to the prison. On day 81, I went out to rip some clothes from zombies to get some thread and fabric, just so I can go back to leveling up tailoring. But I'm not done, I still wanna level up to level 10, so we're gonna keep doing this. After I leveled up to level 9, Jeff flew by, but now it's not gonna be a problem. We're pretty much on level 10 now. On day 85 I finally leveled up to level 10, and after that I just patched all my clothes with leather strips, cause they give the best protection. I decided to go look for the electrical and carpentry books at the gated community, cause that's the only books I need that I'm missing right now. I just ended up pulling a few zombies, but it's nothing like before. As I was listening to the radio today, it said that there's a jet inbound with some airdrop, so we're gonna keep an eye on that. I went back to the gated community with a sledgehammer, but I still didn't find much in the garage, so I ended up speeding up time when the jet flew by, so I didn't see where the airdrop fell. We can still look for that later. I realized that the truck was still outside the base, so I just took care of them. I went out looting a few houses east of Rosewood to see if we can find those books, and I didn't find them, but we found a sports car. It's nothing really fancy, but it's nice. The next day was spent completely leveling up fitness. We're almost level 6 now. On day 89 I went up the main street to loot some of the areas we still haven't looked at, like the mechanic shop and the gas station. And there was nothing really important there. I decided I wanted to take notes on all of the cars we find, so that's what I did. The next day I wanted to level up mechanics, so I just did that the whole day. On day 91 I leveled up to mechanics 4. And I decided I want to start clearing the prison, so I got a few chairs to rest, and we're gonna go there tomorrow to place them. And ran on the treadmill to level up to fitness 6. On the next day I realized that I still had some loot inside the van, so I organized them inside the base and went to the streets that lead to the prison, so I can place chairs there. The radio said that there's gonna be a thunderstorm in a couple days, so I think the prison plans are gonna get delayed a little. I went to check on the trapping side, but there's nothing much there. So I got back to base, picked up some of the logs we had in the backyard, so we can start building the last water collector barrels for the kitchen sink. I decided to go to the prison just to clear a few zombies before it got dark, and we managed to get a few. On day 94 I decided to do some base work while I wait for the fog to go away, and as I was building the water barrels I fell from the roof and ended up breaking my leg. So now the prison plans are definitely over. After I took care of the wound I went back to doing the base work, and honestly it looks like that's the only thing we're gonna be able to do these last few days. Luck has not been on my side for the last 40 days. But now at least we're pretty much in the end, so I don't think there's nothing that can go wrong. The next day I planted some crops, crafted all the spears I could, and trained a lot of mechanics. I'm just gonna focus on leveling up what I can while this fracture lasts. And as I was doing some more mechanics, I ended up getting a cold. Yeah, I guess we're still unlucky. I just have to stay inside now and wait until it goes away. Not the best last days if you ask me. But I mean, nothing else can go wrong, right? Once I got better, I went out to work on mechanics again. On day 98, I decided to level up first aid since it helps to heal fractures faster. And I actually got it up to level 8 in just one day. It's crazy how fast it is to level up. And after I got my life back up, I level up to level 10. I feel like the first day mechanic's a little broken because it really shouldn't be possible to level up a skill from 0 to 10 in just a couple days. But it is what it is, I guess. And I also ended up leveling up to mechanics 5. And as the sun started to rise on day 100, I knew that there was nothing we can do with the broken leg, so I just decided to level up mechanics, which is not a very exciting ending, right? But as I was doing that, I ended up catching another code. Yeah, it really sucks, but whatever. I don't really care at this point. So I just went inside and fast forwarded time, when all of a sudden both of my generators exploded and set fire to the base. Without thinking, I just went outside to get some water buckets, and I managed to extinguish the fire before it really did any damage. Just to make sure that nothing else would happen today, I decided to sleep till this last day. And that's it. 100 days. I can only hope that we don't get this unlucky for the rest of the 900 left.